Welcome to OneCloud CX's System Administration Wallboard series. Today we will be getting started with the first part of the series, Wallboard Basics. In this series, we will cover wallboards and their construction. Generally speaking, wallboards are graphical interfaces useful for displaying real-time statistics. You may find them on a monitor in a contact center, where supervisors and agents may use them as a persistent reference to quickly find valuable data. Wallboards are accessed from the agent desktop through the pie chart icon in the top right. Click here and the Wallboard page will open in a separate tab. The Wallboard page exists in two modes, View and Edit. In View mode, the widgets display statistics and update in real time. The top of the Wallboard displays its name in a large font. Hover over the name and a down arrow will appear. Clicking on this arrow will drop a list of all of the wallboards available to view for this user. The menu in the top right displays available actions. Clicking New creates a new wallboard. Clicking Edit switches you to the Edit mode. We'll touch on the Edit mode further in depth in a bit. Clicking Duplicate will make a copy of the current wallboard and save it to your personal list of wallboards. Clicking Delete will delete the current wallboard. When you click Export, your browser downloads a JSON file containing the current wallboard configuration. You can now import this file into any of your bright pattern tenants by clicking Import in the menu and selecting the file. Push to Global pushes the current wallboard from your personal wallboards to the global wallboards where everyone can view it. If the current wallboard has already been pushed to global, then a Pull from Global option appears. Pulling from global returns to the wallboard to your personal wallboards. Rotation lets you configure a set time interval at which the page cycles through the different wallboards selected. You can hide the title bar if you find that unnecessary. User Widgets allows you to pull the statistics of an individual user and apply them to all of the user widgets on the current wallboard. Currently, this widget is set to Monitor Administrator, but if I hit User Widgets in the menu and select Sylvester, then this widget will display Mr. Stallone stats in this widget. In Edit mode, the widgets are displayed along with controls to edit the widgets and wallboard. To switch to the Edit mode, click the menu in the top right and click Edit. The slider in the top right now controls the font size across the whole wallboard. Each widget now contains a settings icon and a delete icon. You can now hover over the edges of widgets and drag them to change the size of the widget. Opening the settings gives you controls for each specific widget, and deleting opens up space on the wallboard for other widgets. Where there is open space on the wallboard, you can click Drag and Release to add a new empty cards. Click on the frame in the middle of an empty card, and you can add in the type of widget that you would like to display. Each widget has its own set of controls, but we'll start with the basic single statistic widget. The majority of widgets have a customizable title at the top. This widget is configurable in the two different display modes of Gauge and Single Statistic. In the Gauge mode, we select a primary statistic to monitor, and then select the services from which we want to pull this data. On the left are all of the available services, and if we want to include a services data in this widget, then we must select it and bring it to the Included section with the arrow button. In the Gauge mode, we also set some thresholds. The warning threshold sets the statistic value at which this widget will change color to warn the wallboard user. The alert threshold sets the value at which this widget will play a sound to notify the wallboard user. The max threshold sets the maximum value the gauge can visually reach. The single statistic mode displays the data in a different manner. Again, we select a primary statistic and the appropriate services, and there is an alert threshold available. In this mode, we can also choose a secondary statistic to monitor. Doing so will simply display this secondary stat under the primary stat. Note that in the Roles and Privileges section, administrators can control which users are able to customize wallboards and push or pull from global. Thanks for watching. For more information and trainings on our product, visit us at support.onecloud.com, and we'll see you in the next part of the series, Part 2 Wallboard Construction.